right, boom. So this is basically going to function as episode 2. You know what I'm saying? Storage. We're just getting started. You know, we're going to have the setup together better. You know what I'm saying? But it was just placed on my heart to get into this. I just got done my self-care routine. I didn't even realize I was preparing to get on camera. But yeah, here we are. So continuing from the last video, and if you haven't watched the last video, I strongly recommend that you go and watch the whole first episode of this in its entirety so that you can really get like the context of where we at in the story. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about why and how I started making music for God, how I got to where I'm at right now. And yeah, there's so many little gems in the stories. So yeah, go ahead and grab yourself a little cup of tea. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? My name is Ayotemi, music artist, conduit. I'm already getting more comfortable with this. This is fire. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so like I was saying at the end of the last video, um, yeah, my relationship with feeling at that time, um, just was not, dang, what was I saying? Shit. Um, Whole train of thought, right? But no, just like, yeah, you know, and this is something that a lot of people can relate to, but, growing up in a single parent household, a single mother household specifically, when the mother, the woman is not getting the support that she needs from, a man's presence, which would allow her to actually be at peace and allow her to relax into her more natural, her more nurturing, her more feminine space. Of course, the children end up getting the brunt of that, the lack of that nurturing, which, you know, I'm a man at this point. I present, I'm a lion, you know what I'm saying? I'm a man, but deep inside, like I'm a teddy bear, you know what I'm saying? And only certain people, that's not a weakness that people's finna use, you know what I'm saying? I'm very aware, but that depth of love is what I lead with, you know what I'm saying? And it's what I know that I'm here to share with the world. And so I can look back at my experience and realize that yes, like I would have benefited from a more nurturing environment, you know what I'm saying? For myself, I can say that. Um, Now, like I said, it's been a process of reparenting myself. So yeah, as people, yes, we have traumas. Yes, we have, unfortunate circumstances. My mom did an amazing job raising me and my brother. We're not gonna cry over spilled milk. As a man, it is my responsibility to now reparent myself, break some of those cycles, you know what I'm saying? Change some of that conditioning, reprogram some of those belief systems that were created in those unconducive environments in order to, you know what I'm saying, change how things happen moving forward. Not just for me and for my family, but for all the people that I will affect with my voice and with my creations and with, everything that we're building. So yeah. Um yes. If you remember, I was excited about getting into this part because like, you know, I can really see how it all plays together, like from the foundation of my talents, which there's more to that. So there's going to have to be more stories because I'm gonna have to get more deep into some of those stages. But from the conception of my talent to the conception of my purpose to, what I'm saying, the refining of my sound. Um, so now this is just a year and a half ago now. So this is much closer to the present, but a year and a half ago, I'm pretty much a completely different person than who I am now because that was the beginning of my journey of feeling, of learning how to tune into feeling. which is the natural, and it's always been the most natural way for me, being I'm an artist. Like, I'm an artist, you know what I'm saying? I'm a creator, like, and I'm just able to speak from my personal perspective, my own personal experience. I experience life subconscious first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm more feeling. So, like, not developing that aspect of myself really was not helpful. And like, when I did begin to learn that, like, it changed my whole shit, my whole approach, bro. Cause like, let me give you an example, a very practical example, when you're trying to understand people, or when you're trying to communicate, right? If you're not operating based off of the energy, if you're not operating based off of, bro, you might try to like engage with that person based off of everything that you can, process in your mind, all the information that you could pick up. So maybe when they walked in the door, they had a little frown. Just the left side of their mouth was down a little bit. They turned into a smile when they realized you were looking at them, but you peeped that, you know what I'm saying? You store that, you know what I'm saying? Um, Maybe they said somebody reacted to you in a certain way, you processing all of this stuff and using that to inform how you're moving. That is how a lot of people operate. That is what it's like to be an intellectual, you know what I'm saying? To operate based off of what you're able to process, the information and the evidence that you're able to gather, you know what I'm saying? In the conscious realm, which the conscious realm is only a small part of the whole picture, you know what I'm saying? Um, I've seen it compared like this by you know, by wise folks, but like the conscious is like a quarter, a silver dollar to the ocean. You know what I'm saying? The ocean being the subconscious realm. Where real, true intelligence come from, where the eternal exists. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, operating without having an understanding, or like a concept of feeling, and how to let feeling govern how I move. So, same circumstance, right? The lady that just walked in the door, you collecting information. Now, based on feeling, first of all, you're able to feel within your own body. Do I feel safe? Do I feel comfortable? You know what I'm saying? And then operate off that. Firstly, because you shouldn't even be trying to go off of external information for how you operate. So that's first. Then when you reach into the external, you can then feel like, oh, maybe this lady had a bad day. Something's telling me that she had a bad day, that she needs, you know what I'm saying? Maybe she needs a compliment, maybe she needs somebody to ask her how she's doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like, the feeling realm opened me up just to much more information, because this is the thing, right? Being that I am an artist, being that I am subconscious first, I just didn't know about feeling all the way like that, which sounds crazy, but we're gonna get into it. Um, I just I would much rather just like not talk to the lady, bro. I don't have time to try and figure out what's going on with you using my brain and all of that extra brain space. I would much rather just, and that's where you have a lot of people that are just like, bro, I can't, bro. I'd rather not, you know what I'm saying? Um, is because it can be a lot. It can be a lot to try and like process this deeply immersive, deeply complex yet simple experience using just your five senses, or using just your brain. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Getting back to the story now, though. Mind you, I'm about to go out to Southeast Asia. What was the catalyst for this experience was I was in a 4-year relationship. You know, it started. It was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful, but of course, I didn't have like I didn't understand feeling, and like I keep saying this. Excuse me. I keep saying this, but like it's really deep, right? Because when you don't understand feeling, you don't understand how you feel. You don't understand that like how you feel matters. You don't understand that you need to love on yourself in order to, and like that whole interaction with self is kind of taken away and you go straight to the external. And that's where we have a lot of people, right? So in a relationship, I'm a lover boy. You know what I'm saying? I love being in relationships. Uh, Let me rephrase that. You feel me? I'm trying to get my, I'm trying to get my train of thought back. But I am a lover boy. You can probably hear it in my music. You know, um, but not knowing about feeling. Let me simplify. Let me simplify the explanation and just say that like I was operating a lot from obligation. Now, this is I'm gonna speak out for men real quick. I'm gonna speak out for myself, and I'm gonna speak out for men real quick. For a lot of us, our relationship with love, the way that we learn it, like I'm not the only one that's like that feeling is foreign to, and I know the ladies can attest to this. Not just because of like not just because of like the issues that you have with whatever man comes to mind for you, but just like more so I guess the men might be able to resonate with this. The ones that are on the journey of self-awareness will resonate with this. The ones that aren't won't even know what I'm talking about. And that's what I mean when I say ladies can attest to this, is like, how do these niggas not know? You know what I'm saying? Um, so like I was saying, as a man, like our relationship with love, what we learn from early on is that it's based on like what we can do, how we perform, how we show up, whether we brought home an A, you know, whether we was being a good boy, whether we helped mom with the dishes, whether we, what I'm saying, made sure little sister got across the street. Like it's all about what we can do, which isn't inherently bad just because of like the role that we've been blessed with as men. But what this leads to, if it's not balanced, and if like things like what I'm talking about here are not like explained to the young child, they start to equate love with what they can do. And as long as they can do this thing, they get love, you know? And where that becomes dangerous is when the man actually wants to do the thing, right? Because it's not like I don't want to do it, but if I do it, then I get love. It's like, okay, I know what I need to do to get love. I want love, I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And then men get into that obligation thing where, they did everything for the woman, but what the woman actually needed, or like, it's such a nuanced conversation, this one. But basically, towards the end let me make sure I'm still recording. Traumatized. Okay. You know, basically in this relationship, I I was like I love to play husband. I think it's because I really have admiration and respect for what it means to be a husband, to be a man to a woman and to like operate in that, like that's my jam. I love purpose, you know what I'm saying? That's my jam. So so, I'm playing husband, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing all the things. I'm thinking that, you know, basically to give you just a thought process, and some of y'all are going to think that this is sweet, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? From my thought process, like if I'm climbing a mountain, if me and my girl are climbing a mountain, I don't want her foot to touch the mountain. I want her to get on my back, and as the man, I'm gonna carry us up the mountain. You know what I'm saying? Um, so my love was a lot about self-sacrifice, about overextending myself, about responding to all of the societal obligations of what it meant to be a man. Um, and I, I didn't realize that I wasn't considering myself. I wasn't considering how I felt. I wasn't considering or really communicating my needs. I didn't really know that I was able to have needs, you know? And there's a lot of men that are like this. So, you know what I'm saying? This calls for more compassion. This calls for, you know, more focus on like, yo, the man has to feel good. Like, as a person, you have to feel good, man or woman. You know what I'm saying? Um, Women learn this earlier. This is scientific. Women learn these things earlier. Some men go their whole life. It's not until they have a baby girl, after their fourth child, that they finally learn about feeling. You know what I'm saying? And by then, it's just so much pain because, like, this is a man that has suppressed, his emotions, suppressed himself in order to be a man. You know. So yeah, I realized towards the end of that relationship, I was not, and mind you, I didn't know it was the end of the relationship. I'm like, I don't, something doesn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? It had become toxic. 4 years, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really have a concept of life. My journey is just my journey. And I don't know what I was thinking trying to like have a long-term relationship without like securing stability in myself, securing my own, boundaries and my own protocol about how I love myself for somebody else to even adopt and then like try and add to that. I didn't even have like a self-love protocol. All I knew was like mission, work, suffer. It's what it means to be a man, you know? But towards the end of that relationship, I'm realizing, yo, some don't feel good. I don't feel good. I need to investigate what this feeling is. I'm feeling something, and it's not good. I need to investigate this. Um, you know, she had said some stuff and done some stuff that like it was just like it doesn't feel right. And this is where records like Valerie, you know what I'm saying? Valerie's out. And what am I talking about, Valerie? This is where Ayotemi's breakup era comes from. We about to get into that. Um, but yeah, me realizing this little feeling and making the decision to prioritize this feeling over this relationship because I told her I needed space. She wasn't hearing that. You know what I'm saying? Super toxic. Um, but it was in learning to hear. I heard this at this point. So it wasn't a still small voice. It was a screaming voice that like, this is not it. You are not okay. This is not the vibe. Your purpose, everything is getting messed up. Rah, rah, rah. You'll hear it in Valerie. You know what I'm saying? I speak on this in Valerie, which that song, quick sidebar, that song was created from the beginning of that relationship to the end. It was sparked by like an argument that we had, but then I didn't write the second verse until the end of our relationship. So the whole thing is kind of culminated, or at least the whole friction part, the whole toxic part is pretty well encapsulated in that record. Check it out. So, you know what I'm saying? I start to listen to this voice. I start to, you know what I'm saying? We go through the breakup and I'm like, no, like I need to it hurts. It's probably one of the hardest things that I've had to do. 4 year relationship. I'm in love with this girl. I'm thinking that she's gonna be my wife. This is, mind you, actually, towards the end of that relationship, I had visited Bali. And this is actually what really sparked like me listening to the feeling. Wow, bro. The journey, man. Yeah, like getting into a place of actual healing enough to like realize what wasn't aligned was like, hold on, like, but nah, something's not right. I think I'm getting this right. I think I'm getting this story right. Yeah, yeah, no, that's definitely what happened. So that was the first time I visited Bali. It was for like 2 months, and I came back. I'm gonna get into that whole story in a different one, in a different video. Um, but yeah, like you know, starting to listen to that, I'm going through the breakup, the pains, and the grief. But I'm like, no, I need to prioritize this. This is something that I'm realizing that I haven't prioritized like my whole life. So I need to prioritize this. I need to figure out what it is that I'm feeling, right? Foreign concept to me as far as like my own emotional body and like all of that which that entails, like which is a journey. Um, as I'm following this feeling, I heal what I managed to heal through this relationship. I created an album called Ayotemi's Breakup Era, which yeah, I'm actively rolling it out. The full experience is available to my community. It's a very personal project. It's a concept project, and it's available to my community. In the Ayotemi sound community on Patreon. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, join that. Hella unreleased music, hella like fire, hella content from, the stories that I'm telling as well. Um, so yeah, I, I'm feeling my way through that, and I'm starting to understand how I feel. I'm starting to recognize the voice of my feeling. I'm starting to allow that feeling to inform me as to like what's going on, what's wrong, and then that's the feminine aspect, and then utilize the masculine to then all right, go ahead and do something about it, right? To make sure that I'm feeling good, because ultimately, like, I'm here to feel joy. I'm here to feel good. I'm here to feel God's goodness and, like, you know, exist in my purpose. Like, that's why I'm here. So, if I'm not feeling good, that's to tell me something that needs to take place. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's when a baby is crying, the baby cries based off of a feeling. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel good. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then that signals something that needs to be done on the on the masculine, like on the masculine, on the nurturing. These words kind of get uh, convoluted and jumbled up, but basically, something needs to step in to then do something to, what I'm saying, cater to that feeling, and that's how feeling and the interplay of the masculine and feminine is meant to operate. It's why we have feeling. I had suppressed it for so long. Men in society are taught to suppress that and grind. You know what I'm saying? To provide, to get the money and get the girl and and kill themselves along the way. That's not what we doing over here. That's not what we. Well, that's not how we going about things over here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting tired of talking. Yeah, I'm getting tired of talking. So we're gonna continue this later. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna continue this in another episode. And I'm gonna tell you how this process of tapping into my feeling then took me on a journey that completely changed my life, and in the past year and a half has led to where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? So much inner work has been done, and it all started with learning to listen to that feeling and learning to use it's like my internal guidance system, like my GPS. You know what I'm saying? Learning to utilize that feeling in order to investigate that which is within. Because, because basically, I was realizing that, okay, something's not right. I want to figure out everything that's not right, bro. What's not right? What belief systems, what conditioning, what is getting in the way of me and my destiny that God told me back then was my purpose? What is getting in the way of me seeing the physical manifestation of God's promise in my life, it has to be with me, because like the fact that I didn't understand feeling put me in a position where I'm in a relationship that's like not conducive for me. So, you know what I'm saying? This was the masculine then like really focusing in on the feminine, on the feeling. And yeah, like that was the beginning of the journey of my self-healing. You know what I'm saying? My self-healing, my reprogramming, my reconditioning, me pulling out certain belief systems. This is what we're gonna get into these belief systems in the next episode. Pulling out these belief systems, pulling out these conditionings, you know, forgiving who needs to be forgiven, like forgiving myself for the things that have happened to me, you know what I'm saying? Um, and all of that, like that's what began that journey. And here I am a year and a half later. I just got back to the States. And yeah, we're gonna get into all of this, man. We in sage mode, you know what I'm saying? So thank you for tuning in. This is episode 2. Um, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and comment whatever you thought about this in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Like the video, subscribe. We're gonna be getting into this more. I'm feeling super comfortable talking in front of the camera. There's a lot that God wants to speak through me, not just through the music, but through like communicating. Let me explain to you real quick. And this is how we're gonna end the video. Let me explain to you real quick why I'm sharing this and why I'm actually doing this. Um, what it used to be with this world and with the interaction between creators and consumers, it used to be just that, right? It used to be huge creator, millions and millions of consumers, like Michael Jackson. You know, that's how it used to be. But I don't know if you've noticed, but we have entered into a creator to creator, you know what I'm saying, kind of world. I know that whoever is on the other side of this camera right now, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Whoever you are, I know that you are a creator. I know that you are creating things. I know that you also have purpose. I know that you also have fruit that you are going to produce that is going to change somebody's life. You know what I'm saying? And so it's important that as a seed that is grown from a seed, at this point in episode 1 to now, I've walked you through some of my growth from being a seed to being whatever size tree that I am now. We're still going, you know what I'm saying? Because you are also a seed growing from seed to the tree, maybe you might just be a little bit earlier on your journey than me. It is important that I share with you the process of going from a seed to a tree and not just the fruit. You know what I'm saying? Being a tree, there's a tendency for me to go through all of that and be like, shit, that was hard, you know? And want to create this beautiful fruit, which is my music, and then share that with you and give it to you. You know what I'm saying? But because we are now in a creator to creator world, it is important for me to share with you the journey of becoming a tree so that you too can become a tree and so that we can all produce fruit together. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm doing this. That's why this is important. That's why it's also important that you share your journey, you know, with your sphere of influence and, you know what I'm saying, and share the things that you've learned and the things that you've gained so that we can all grow collectively and produce fruits together. You know what I'm saying? So that's what this is, man. Stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? It's been a pleasure. I'm feeling this. This is dope. So we're gonna do this more. Um, yeah, I knew if I tried to do all the fancy editing and stuff, this wouldn't happen. So yeah, man, stay tuned. In the meantime, go listen to the music. Ayotemi's Breakup Era is in the process of being released right now. I just released the last single, or the last single from it is called Love You Still. Um, yeah, I'm going through, you know what I'm saying? I'm going through the journey right now. I can't wait to get y'all caught up to like what is going on now. But yeah, y'all stay tuned. Thank you so much. Blessings, oneness, peace. You know what I'm saying?